I love the idea of, nutrient-dense soil producing so much abundance you can plant so tightly. I mean, these are 1 inch on center. I mean, they're not huge, but if I let them go a little longer, they'd be bigger. But I wanted to get some to my friends, so I'm pulling them a little early because I'm almost running out of time here before I go north. So I got to get them into people's bellies. Distribute the surplus. That's one of permaculture's principles. I think it's a really important one, and it's cool because that implies there will be a surplus, because there will in these systems. It's incredible. Instead of, oh, you hardly got enough. I mean, look at that. It was like a foot of bed, and I got that many carrots.
That's awesome.
And it's all garden fairy advice. This is all stuff I kind of gleaned out of listening to the land and what it could do. I mean, you won't probably see this kind of planting in any book.
Can I get a big old smile from you, Jim?
Hey.
All right.
Can't smile better than smiling with some carrots in your hand.
This broccoli is humongous too.
Yeah, that one's doing good. And that was kind
so
of
would you call this like a keyhole garden?
Yeah, this would be a classic keyhole bed that you have a certain reach, that all this stuff is, frequently harvest. That's, only a few harvests. And then you got all these weeds. Tomato weeds just show up, which is so cool. So I'll get tomatoes out of something that I didn't even plant.
Wow.
Because nature provides gifts. It continues to do that as long as you don't decide, no, there shouldn't be a tomato there. I've got tomatoes I'm harvesting already out there that are free. But anyway, disease foliage, and you're supposed to have all this great airflow, and that is densely packed with plants. There's hardly any sunlight even getting to the tomatoes that are inside there.
But there are tomatoes.
Oh, and look at how nice they are. There's, and I'm not breaking off any of the, the
sucklings,
the suckers, because, part of me saying the tomato knows what it wants to do.
Yeah.
Why am I, implicit in deciding it shouldn't do that?
What are you doing, George?
Planting tomato plants.
George, we just got done interviewing Jim from across the street. Right. About his garden, and we were just talking about what inspired him and why he got into gardening and what he's gotten out of it. Would you be interested in sharing anything with us?
Well, I think the biggest thing I like about it is I just love to watch stuff grow. I mean, not only is it tastes great once you pick it, and sometimes you can come out and it just seems like it doubled in size overnight. It's pretty fascinating. And a lot of it's trial and error, but I really do enjoy it. I really do. It's peaceful, it's helpful, it's good for everything. And I hate giving money to the big box stores.
So this is a row of tomatoes. You're gonna have hundreds of pounds of tomatoes, huh?
I'm hoping. That certainly would be nice.
Oh, everybody loves your tomatoes at the co-op.
That certainly would be nice. I'm planning on. I got a bunch more started. I actually started a couple of hundred that I'm going to take to my son's school.
Oh,
to
nice.
all the children to take home, and so they can learn a little bit about what's going on. I'm going to go and the day I take them in, I'm going to go in and sit down with the kids and explain to them how to take care of them, how to transplant them, and stuff like that. I thought that was a kind of a cool idea.
Most definitely.
So get the children interested in it. Maybe the parents will get interested too.
Well, thank you so much, George. Appreciate. What's going on, Code Green community? I'm in my backyard vegetable garden. I spent the day in Newport Richey checking out Jim Kovaleski's garden, George's garden, Barbara's garden, and a few other gardens, and we were taking footage. The footage you just saw was footage off of my camera, but we also have a really nice camera that's going to be producing really high quality film, and we're going to be using that to create the footage from that is going to be used to create a documentary, edible Newport Richey documentary that's going to be about 10 to 15 minutes long, talking about how Newport Richey could incorporate permaculture and become more sustainable using these backyard gardens and growing food in our backyards, just like we used to do during the 1940s and 1930s with the Victory Garden movement. Our hope is to inspire more people to start gardening, but also we want to put together a Kickstarter for a larger film called the Florida Permaculture Documentary. And what this documentary will be about is creating a documentary highlighting where is all the permaculture throughout Florida, and what are all the permaculturists throughout Florida doing. We're going to showcase what people are doing in Fort Myers and Sarasota and Tampa, Newport Richey, Miami, Jacksonville, Orlando, the Space Coast, Tallahassee, Orlando, all around the state of Florida, basically. As many places as we can. We're going to start Kickstarter in the next couple of months, but for the time being, you can take some sneak peeks and you can check out what we're working on at the FloridaPermacultureDoc.com. That's the FloridaPermacultureDoc.com, and you can check that link out below. For the meantime, please like this video, share it as much as possible, and show how we can start growing vegetables in our own backyards and creating abundance out of what is normally known as waste, city mulch, seaweed. We can use permaculture, and we can use organic farming practices and grow lots of food, just like we used to do during the Victory Garden movement. Thank you very much. Peace.